So the reason why I'm even up here talking to you right now is that we get to start a new text today. We get to start a new story. And it is called The Circuit. Okay, so let's make sure that we can say the, I know, Maisha's like, huh, what's that word? Right? Let's make sure that we can say the name of the new text. I'm going to point at y'all and I want you to repeat after me. The Circuit.
The Circuit.
Lovely. One more time. The Circuit.
The Circuit.
Great. And actually, let's make sure that you're doing it too. One more time. The Circuit.
The Circuit.
Okay, that's your first consonants. Let's make sure we're in all directions, right? Okay, so for the circuit, we're going to actually learn what that weird word is next week. I'm going to keep it from you. I'm so sorry, but I'm going to keep it from you. Yes, Maisha?
Well, this was the big one.
So Maisha has seen this word before, but we might not know exactly what it means, and that's because it's going to be a secret until next week. So you get to, ooh, I hear some people who are thinking, I'm going to look it up, I'm going to figure this out, and I love hearing those questions. Miss Lyons, could you hold your question for a second? Thank you, sweetie. So, there are a couple of things that we need to know, and I love the way Lila Dexter is being teaching so well right now, that we need to know to really love and understand this story just as much as we loved and understood all summer in a day. The first thing is that the narrator's name is kind of funny. The narrator's name is Panchito. I thought there might be some laughs there, but let's make sure that we can know how to say his name. And I've seen Miss Lyons looking ahead because she was already so curious about the story. She's already so curious, but let's keep it close. All right, so let's say his name after me. Panchito.
Panchito.
One more time. Panchito.
Panchito.
Thank you. What is it? Kind of like Pinocchio. Yeah, kind of. And so the reason why he has kind of a different name, Panchito, spelled right here for us, is because there's a lot of Spanish in this story, and Panchito speaks Spanish, which is why his name is a little bit different. So this is a Spanish word that is going to be in the circuit today, and we're going to practice saying Spanish. So one more time, I'm telling you, we're going to talk a lot this morning. Repeat after me.
Gracias.
Oh. Repeat after me. Listo.
Listo.
Beautiful, and that means let's go. So you're thinking, let's go, Miss Franzen. I want to start reading this story, right? Or you're going to feel like, I want to start reading this story. Okay, almost. Hands down, sit straight. We're almost there. Thank you for 5 people sitting up straighter this morning. All right, so we know that Panchito speaks Spanish. We're going to try to speak some Spanish today. If we see a Spanish word that we don't know when we're doing Hollywood reading or when one person is reading out loud, what should you do to be a powerful reader when you see a word that you don't know? I didn't know how to say that. What should you do? Is something else crazy, a new term? Migrant workers. Migrant worker. Bless you. Bless you. And let's say it together one more time. Dexter, this is the last word you gotta say, sweetie. Last word of the day. Migrant.
Migrant.
Lovely. Migrant.
Migrant.
Worker.
Worker.
Great. So here's a picture of a boy who looks like Panchito. I see everybody's eyes on him looking at this boy who looks like Panchito. He looks like Panchito, and he's also a migrant worker. So I want you to, and these are also migrant workers here. What do you notice about these pictures? Let's take 10 seconds to just look at them and think about what we know without talking. 10 seconds. What do you notice about these? Thinking, what might these people do for a living? Thinking. Oh. And I'll take some hands. Yeah. What might these people do for a living? Or what did you notice? What is it? Pull up crops. Beautiful inference about what they might do, Maisha.
Oh. They all down on their knees.
They all what?
Down on their knees.
A lot of these men are down on their knees. Why might they be down on their knees, Dexter? He doesn't know. Why might they be down on their knees, Syria? Yeah, these plants down here are really low to the ground. That's where they grow. Yeah, sweetie. What else are you noticing?
Or else they might be planting food for their country.
Maybe they're planting food for their country. These people actually all live in the United States, so they live in our country. Great. Yeah. Jalecia? I'm sorry? Jalecia knows that these are strawberries. They look like strawberries, or yeah, these are strawberries here too. Great. So migrant workers are what these people do. And migrant workers are farmers or people who pull up crops, just like you said, but they pull up crops that don't grow in one place. Okay? Where do you think that these people might be from, based upon the way that they look? Where might these people be originally from? Originally from? Would you raise your hand and tell us your great answer? Thanks, Shapila. Why do you say Mexico? Why does Shapila say Mexico? What background knowledge do you have? Think Ian? They look like Mexicans. Raise your hand if you know somebody who also looks like this, or you've seen somebody around Louisville or when you visited Cleveland who looks like they could be from Mexico too. Great. Great. Thanks. And
I know another reason why.
Could you not call out? Thank you. Yes, Jalicia.
Another reason why they say they live in Mexico, when they come, how do they from Mexico?
That's another reason why they may be from Mexico. Great. And one more thought.
My cousin got a Mexican.
Your cousin has a Mexican husband, and does he resemble these guys with like a similar skin color? He was a farmer too. Great connection. Thank you. Yep. All right. So this is a picture of where these migrant workers were from originally. So Panchito and his family was originally from a town in Mexico, and you're going to learn the name of the town when we read. 100% of eyes are up here. Wonderful. But now Panchito and his family live in Southern California. So here's Mexico, here's the United States, here we are in Mississippi, way over here. Okay, but here's where Panchito and his family live now. Nikivian, can you see okay? No, Chad, why don't you go ahead and move next to the area? Okay. And the last bit of information that we need to know about migrant workers is what I told you before, that migrant workers pick all different kinds of crops, right? So in January, migrant workers are picking tomatoes, and they live in one part of California. They live in the part where the tomatoes are getting pulled, okay? But then, the tomatoes don't grow anymore. They're over. But then in March, strawberries are growing, but they grow in a different part of California. So what do you think the migrant workers have to do if they grow in a different part of California and they have to pick these crops? What do they have to do? Yeah.
Travel?
They got to travel over there. So they don't just travel for the day, they move their whole family over to where the strawberries are. But guess what? Strawberries don't grow all year either. They die too, and they are over. But then peaches are growing in July. So what do you think people who are migrant workers have to do in July? What do they have to do? Jarvis, what do they have to do? They gotta move to where the peaches are in July. But then peaches stop growing, and they have to move to where the apples are in October. Okay? I want you to take 30 seconds to explain to your partner why, not quite yet, Maisha, when I say go. Thanks for trying to run away.